Sudah Bu, sudah Bu.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Francis R. Jocelyn Rivera Lutap, FUIP, MSRch, DPA from the College of Architecture, Design, and Built Environment, Polytechnic University of the Philippines, and Excellency Ibu Ani Hasuti Artasari, STMSC, that will be also a thesis jury for today. And my name is Risa. I'm in charge as a chairperson today. It is an honor to meet all of you here, and it is a good opportunity to fill our weekend by staying productive, even though we are in the pandemic situation. I hope you all stay safe no matter where you are. In this occasion, we will have outstanding presentation from our students, Isan Ardika, who I believe will enrich our insight and knowledge regarding the topic. On the presentation, he will have 30 minutes maximums to explain his project. Then for each examiner, we'll have 20 minutes maximum for question and answer. So without further ado, Isan can start your presentation now.
Okay, can you hear my voice?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay, I
we
will
can
share
hear you.
the screen first. Okay, share. Okay, can I start now, Miss?
Yeah, okay, you can start now.
Okay, wait. Okay, good afternoon, judges and all participants. Thanks for coming in this afternoon. For information, I began this project for about 1 years. I also interest with settlement and sustainability. That the reason make me to choose to focus for my final duty on environmental settlements and conservation. And you can see this the title of my project: Development of Tejosari Tourism Village in the Mount Tidar area with green tourism approach. Okay, next slide. This is the background. Uh, Massive development resulting in environmental damage, especially the densely populated areas and their surrounding. The ecology of an areas is degraded by this. For that reason, the use of green tourism is an alternative solution to designing a region, layout space, circulation, kind of materials, the structure, and the other, to be the basis of the region that will be used as a conservation area as well as tourism and settlement area. Then when we designed the exterior and interior, we should think about the circulation, layout plan, material, structure, utilities, landscape. Then we should make it to be a conservation area. Next, this the set location. The selected location are in the popular mountains, which are also used as natural, tourism, religious, and urban forest. This is called Tidar Mountain. Is located in Magelang City, Central Java, Indonesia. Tejosari Village. This Tejosari Village just is Mount Tidar there. Looking further, Tejosari Village has support infrastructure for the tourism sector. There are, in the north, we can see traditional market, Kritikan Sidomukti, bus terminal, fish market, a bird market. Then in the east, you can see Pasar Gotong Royong is a traditional market too. And you can see in the east of the side with Jalan National Street. Jalan Ikhlas. This the video Tejusari Village existing site during the pandemic COVID-19.
Pardon.
Yeah.
Isan, maybe you can tell the story about this video.
Should I repeat again for the first?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay. This is the Tejosari Village existing. Said pandemic. This the mosque and the settlement. You can see the condition. It's so high populated here. Nah, you can see the how we can move in the between the building. This the parking area of Gunung Tidar. So I think we can we lost the activity here. Yeah, this is the main gate of the Tidar Mountain. Yeah, this is the view of the from the Tidar Mountain. Yeah, you can see the activity of the resident here, because it's near with the tourism area. So I think they lost the activity. Yep, that is the video. So we can move to the application of green tourism concept. What I learned from MCormic are tourism areas should have a positive impact on the economic and environmental sustainability by not abandoning the wisdom and the culture in the region. The positive effect of tourism sort of intrinsic value to sustainability. Energy use should be minimized, thus creating sustainability tourism and settlement. Okay, next is the design concept. You can see the red color is the high settlement, and the green color is the parking area of Mount Tidar. So the shape of the brain as a symbol of thought and conscience toward conservation of nature. The shape of the brain into the idea for the master plan design, you can see there. For in the information of circulation on this site. Is you can see the brain shape for the circulation here. So this the master plan. I will tell one by one. First, parking area number one is placed in the same section as the Tidar Mountain parking lot. Number two, you can move this. There is the managing area, which is used for registration or administration area, and move to the number three. The tourists can pass through the plaza as not the entrance of the tourism. This area also serves as a focal point. So Number 4 and number 6 is shop area. It's located on the north and the south side in order to make it easier for customer and sellers to purchase without disturbing the tourism activity. The shop will provide Magelang or Indonesian cuisines and sell souvenir. This the central area consists of sculpture. This sculpture, and there is wayang gunung that are symbol of the balance of nature and human life. This area also focal point area. Based on my analysis for number 7, it's fit for vertical living as a form of environmental conservation and land use. The vertical living or vertical village balance in this area also serves as a boundary between the settlement and the urban forest. So Montidar is here. So this is the boundary between the settlement and the urban forest. And this number 8, garden as an open space for resident of vertical village. This garden should have a privacy zone that is only used for resident of the vertical village. They can use their own social gathering. Okay, next. This is the tile design. This view from the eastern set of the region with the gazebo use for cultural event and the pond used for a thermal comfort. The material selected on the gazebo or shelter use the wood. The roof is roof garden or green roof to avoid at island. In addition, the gazebo can also be used for activity for the tourism. Okay, next. This the vertical village. You can see this the vegetation for the secondary skin. It's change or use this thing to less use material like wood or the other. This the ramp for the connecting accessibility. It's when you disabled person, you can move there to the garden. Okay, next ini this the tourism areas in public space located in there. So this you can see the step walk. Its material use the stone and the flower is the local tree in the Magelang. And then this the before I tell you about the focal point in the central of tourism area, wayang gunung is mean like harmonious or cultural in Indonesian or Magelang. And you can also do the activity there. Okay, next this the energy. Solar panel are also used as an electric generator in the vertical areas, utilizing natural energy into a form of environmental conservation effort. Besides, the green space in the vertical village also became an important part of the education of vertical village communities there. As well, assembling point, green space could also be used as a community outreach area. And this you can use, you can see this room use material roster for the natural lighting. you can dry your clothes inside the room. Okay, next. This the vertical village public space. You can see the gloves will be gates or will be secondary skin. Okay, you can see too green roof for the cultural stake. You maybe you can see the activity, cultural activity from the above. This interior design, shape of the vertical living. You can see the circulation of space and lighting. This was not only artificial in electricity, but also could use light and natural enrichment. Okay, you can see the material, the windows there. This the bedroom and the kitchen. You can see. Okay, this is the utilities clean water plan. Because of the prohibited the use of drilling well, clean water system use rainwater, use rainwater, and municipal water work as profit of clean water. As conservation of local wisdom with rain water storage it is expected to help minimize damage to the groundwater. Yes, the utilities dirty water plan, runoff water system use sewage treatment plan, STB, sewage treatment plan, which also use as treatment of domestic water, producing a small amount of recycled water can help in the conservation of the environmental. Okay, this is the utilities drainage. Is directed into the Manggis River. This I'm sorry, this is Manggis River. I should make it the blue. When the rainwater storage exceed capacity, it is expected to hold back more rainwater. Next, this is the utility hydrant. You can see the avoid fire hazard. A hydrant is placed to certain points in effort to avoid environmental damage caused by the fire disaster. Okay, before I'm end my presentation, I will show you the animation of my design. Yeah, this the first area, plaza. You can see, you can move, use the step walk. There are no motorcycle or machine in this area. Yes, this the middle of the area. You can see, you can do any activity there. You can see the view of the Mount Tidar. This is the vertical living. Yes, this is the store. Yeah. Yeah, this is the gazebo for the cultural activity. Yeah. If you see from the above, you can see a lot of vegetation here. It's the implementation of the green tourism. Okay, that is my presentation. Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Okay. Actually, you still have 5 minutes. Do you want to add more about your presentation, Isan?
I think it's enough to explain my presentation because there are no more to
Don't be
tell about.
nervous.
There are tell no more, I think. maybe we can do the next
Okay.
listen.
So we can continue to question and answer. So, okay. In this moment, I give the first change to our Jocelyn. You can start the session question and answer to Isan.
Thank you, Risa.
Yeah.
It was a very good presentation, Isan. Although I would like to be enlightened because I'm not from Indonesia, but I love Indonesia. I've been there a couple of times already, and I've also visited Yogyakarta. But I was not very familiar with the site. But I googled it before we when I received the your research. I'd like to find out what are the particular activities that the visitors do at what certain time do they do it, and what are the tourists? Are there local tourists? Is there foreign tourists? The second question is I saw that you will be relocating a lot of the houses, right? You'll be removing some of the traditional houses. My question is, my second question is this houses privately owned or are they government owned? Because we there might be a problem if these are privately owned and they might not agree with, although the presentation was very good. It's very desirable in terms of design, but in terms of addressing also issues on green architecture and sustainability.
Okay. Can I answer the question?
Yeah, sure. You can directly answer.
What certain time when the tourism come in the tourism area? Okay, that's the what time is maybe like 6 p.m. until 5, and maybe in 12 p.m. There are tourism going to the Tidar Mountain. For the domestic or the local, I think more hike local tourism.
But
And
hiking mountain?
At 24 a.m. So in the middle of the night, there are tourism going to the mountain, Tidar. It's called Ziarah Malam. And the second.
Also, do you mean it's a religious activity in the evening?
Yeah, religious activity in the evening. Okay.
More activities in the evening, or it goes up. Okay. So okay.
It's kind of religious tourism.
Yeah, religious tourism.
Religious tourism.
Yeah.
Okay. So what particular month is this? Is there a particular month where they do this, or is it a whole year event? Because it's important. Or another question would be like, if a tourist goes there, would they be staying there for the whole day, or would it be like several days stays? Because this will be significant when you create the housing or the lodging facility for the tourists.
For the Ziarah Malam, it's every day, but especially in the Suromon, it will be hike tourism in there. It's the month is always change month to month. I don't know the exactly time.
Maybe you can explain Suroman is Javanese man.
Yeah, Suroman is Javanese man.
Does it vary? Like it can be January today, it can be like next year would be, or is it fixed? Like for example, Chinese New Year would be different. Like every year it would change. So
yeah. Yeah, it's similar.
So
Kind
it
of.
changes.
Kind
Yeah,
of.
you can explain about. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of Chinese year. But we call Javanese year.
Okay.
Yeah, Javanese year is different with the year. It's shorter. It's shorter than the common year that we know in Masehi.
Yeah, once a year, I think.
And the other question is the houses owned privately or the lots owned privately? Because there are, I think you will the master plan you have presented is very vast. So would you think if it's a government property, then it would be easier because the government can just dictate. But if it's a private, if these are privately owned spaces, you might have problems. I don't know how it goes in Indonesia. Although in the Philippines, we have something like we call eminent domain, when the government are able to purchase private properties for public use. But since this, especially for like if it's used for roads, for bridges, but for something for a housing, it's quite different in our country.
Okay. Can I answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay. The information that I got from the resident there before, the houses is not full of the privacy owned, but the government is have land there. I mean, like government have apa ya?
So it's a illegal housing.
Yeah. Sewa boarding.
These are
from
informal
the government.
settlers. Okay, these are informal settlers. They don't own or.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, although United Nations has refused to use the words as squatters area.
Yeah.
Like these, the squat. So these are informal settlers. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for now.
Okay, so
thank you.
okay. So thank you, Jocelyn. So we move to the next examiner. We have Bu Arta. Bu Arta, you can ask question to Isan.
Okay, thank you, Miss Risa. Hello, Isan.
Halo. Sedikit nervous, Bu.
Yeah, same with me, Isan.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, I agree with Madam Jocelyn that I did have the same question already at the previous exam. But Isan have told us that the status of the housing is just like the he did tell us in this day. Okay, I think I have some questions, Isan. Number one is how about the local wisdom concept you put to the design as our previous discussion in the KPA exam? Yeah. Then how you put the local wisdom concept on the form and on the material, and what else you put the concept of the local wisdom? Okay, that's for number one. Okay, Ms. Risa, sorry, I take my question for one by one or?
It's okay. You can ask one by one. Maybe it's better. I just worried because I see that Isan very nervous today. And you should know, Jocelyn, actually, he was trial before, but I see him very nervous right now than before. So maybe better to ask the question one by one.
It's okay, Isan. I'm too far from you. I cannot bite you.
Okay.
I cannot go through the camera and bite you.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
maybe you can also use bahasa if you want. Yeah.
Okay. So Mrs. Risa can translate if I answer the bahasa.
okay.
Okay. Local wisdom. How
It's okay. It's just like Miss Universe. You
Yeah.
can get a translator.
Yeah, I can help you. No worries.
Okay. How about the local wisdom concept? Can I share screen again?
Yeah. You can
Yeah,
share
please. Yeah.
screen again.
Okay. Hmm. Nah, this. This. Wait. Yeah. Okay. For the local wisdom, once I put the wayang gunung inside the middle of the tourism area, and second use the material of the wood from the pine of Montidar, and the third use activity traditional dance from the Magelang in their area, and use this. I was tell about the utilities clean water. You can use the drill wellness. I try to use rainwater tank, like apa ya, kayak ya kayak nantinya mitos-mitos yang berhubungan dengan ketidaknyamanan yang berada di area Gunung Tidar itu nantinya akan digantikan dengan sumber daya alam tanpa penggunaan yang berlebih. Itu sih dari konsep-konsep yang kemarin mencoba untuk diterapkan, selain untuk penggunaan dari sumur bor, penggunaan material dari kayu yang berasal dari Gunung Tidar sendiri yang masih bisa diperbaharui, dan aktivitas-aktivitas tarian-tarian tradisional atau bentukan-bentukan wayang yang diterapkan di dalam set. Terima kasih.
Okay. Yeah. And then we can see the very massive gunungan sculpture. Yeah, you put in the park, where you put the very massive sculpture there.
Karena awalnya memang itu sebagai bentuk penanda kawasan, selain menjadi sebuah identitas kawasan, waktu di konser juga dijelaskan apakah area tersebut bisa menjadikan sebuah edukasi. Sebetulnya wayang gunungan itu kan banyak filosofinya di dalamnya, dan memang Gunung Tidar itu mempunyai mitos Mbah Semar, yang memang Semar sendiri juga memiliki bentukan-bentukan filosofi gunungan. Jadi bentuk dari gunungan itu nanti bisa diterapkan di dalam kawasannya. Itu salah satu menjadi konsep wisdomnya sih. Bukan hanya local wisdom yang berada di area tersebut, tapi secara Javanese juga bisa digunakan. Karena memang turisnya bukan hanya dari Magelang, karena memang kebanyakan juga dari luar kota, dan diharapkan nantinya secara general itu bisa dipahami bahwa kebudayaan itu juga harus dilestarikan. Seperti itu untuk konsep wisdom konsepnya.
Oke, ya baiklah. Terus ini ya. Tadi kan juga ada seperti kanopi yang bentuknya pohon ya.
Oke, ya.
kanopi yang seperti bentuknya pohon, tapi itu juga sebagai rooftop juga yang di parknya itu. Nah, apa ya? Is it an active space or only just for roof untuk menaungi tarian-tarian tadi?
Oh, the gazebo. Okay, the gazebo is just the roof. Okay, I will share again. Okay, the gazebo just the roof, not active rooftop, but will be used for the thermal comfort. So I put the grass in the roof. That's the meaning of the design.
Oke, nah kalau misalnya itu digunakan sebagai thermal comfort, apakah penggunaan grass di dalam di atap itu efektif nggak sih dia besarnya gitu? Rooftop kemudian diberikan grass gitu. Mungkin sudah pernah dihitung atau pernah diperkirakan atau belum ya? Karena ini konsepnya kan green ya, green village. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Nah, untuk green roofnya sendiri, karena memang dia perkiraannya awalnya memang matahari itu ketika terbit itu kan dari sebelah sini dan terbenamnya di sebelah sini. Sedangkan ini ternaungi dengan Bukit Tidar. Akhirnya asumsi untuk pembuatan gazebo-nya itu sebetulnya inspirasinya juga berbentuk otak. Di situ dengan bentuk yang datar, jadi dia bisa difungsikan sebagai naungan atau shelter juga. Untuk kenyamanan termalnya selain dari gazebo sendiri juga menggunakan pohon-pohon yang ada di sekitarnya karena memang tajuknya juga lumayan lebar. Dan yang terakhir juga dari naungan bayangan Gunung Tidar itu sendiri. Itu sih, Bu.
Ya, that makes sense. Naungan dari gunung memang karena dia posisinya di lembah begitu ya. Yang sangat dekat dengan kaki gunungnya. Okay. So tell me about the skyline concept.
Okay, skyline concept. Okay, I will share it. Okay.
It's okay. You don't need to close your presentation because I think you need to share a lot of things.
Okay, yeah. The vertical garden concept, vertical living concept itu awalnya memang dari susunan massa dan bentukan undakan yang berada di Gunung Tidar. Karena memang undakan di Gunung Tidar itu awalnya dia itu hanya berupa tanah dan akhirnya dia mempunyai pengembangan akhirnya dijadikan lebih aman dan itu menjadi sebuah inspirasi di skyline-nya. Lanjut penggunaan dari area atas ini juga bisa difungsikan pemilihan atap itu menggunakan atap dak agar solar panel bisa ditempatkan di area atasnya. Dan untuk pengganti dari secondary skin itu menggunakan tanaman rambat yang memang difungsikan nantinya untuk penahan matahari atau penahan mataharinya. Itu karena penahan anginnya nanti dari Gunung Tidarnya. Sorry. Oke, ya. Gitu sih, Bu.
Ya, oke. Kalau skyline-nya udah dapat belum tapi? Maksudnya hubungannya nanti dengan ketinggian gunungnya, kemudian turun lembah, kemudian sampai dengan ke housing-nya. Sorry, is it Oke. Suara saya clear nggak ya?
Ya, clear.
Oke, terima kasih. Ya.
Kalau dari skyline-nya itu ketika dihitung 45 derajat dari titik tengah itu masih kelihatan dari gunungnya. Dan dari bagian sini, bagian dari roof gardennya dia masih kelihatan dari area wisatanya. Jadi untuk skyline-nya itu masih tergolong aman. Jadi ketika dilihat dari videonya, oke. Nah ini dia masih terlihat dari gunungnya karena memang ketinggian gunungnya itu memang melebihi dari sekitar 6-7 lantai. Jadi masih kelihatan sih untuk skyline-nya itu nantinya dari arah bawah maupun dari arah atas.
Ya, oke. Kemudian saya tertarik di slide ke berapa ya tadi yang bisa melihat dari rooftop yang sosial. Nah, ini tadi
Ya.
seandainya you put an some active activity on the green roof for the cultural stage, I think that will be atraktif ya. Soalnya yang di atas rooftop itu dia bisa menikmati juga gitu tarian-tariannya gitu. Karena kalau di bawah itu kan dia ketutupan malahan ya. Ketika dia berada di parknya itu bisa menikmati. Tapi untuk orang lokal yang ada di atas itu kan ketutupan areanya sendiri kan. Nah itu kenapa tadi saya menanyakan apakah itu active space atau bukan gitu. Tapi kalau bukan ya mungkin itu konsepnya. Oke. Ya, terima kasih. I think that's all for first kesempatan saya. Terima kasih.
Okay. Maybe I will give additional explanation. So our Jocelyn also will understand what they discuss about. The first, Isan explained about the Gunungan culture, the wayang shape. He chose that symbol as media for giving education. I mean the cultural education. And it's part of local wisdom for a visitor who came to this area. And also about the gazebo, he inspired from the brain's shape, and also, but he not use that gazebo for active activity in the green roof. He just used the gazebo under the green roof, and then Mrs. Arta's suggestion, it will be good also if the green roof is not only for cover the gazebo but also can have cultural activity. So people who in the vertical village, they can see the cultural event because not covered with the green roof. And then the last part, I think about the skyline, because the problem is that already considered about the view from the mountain, because that we concern is the vertical living, I mean the vertical village will not cover the mountains. So the visitor who came through this area, they can still enjoy the view even though there will be a new vertical living in this area. So now will be my turn to ask the question to Isan. Yeah. One of my question is how significant the effect after you design the vertical living? I mean, how much the difference is between building coverage before and after, and then is it giving more green space for this area, or what the difference for the land intensity from your design?
Okay. At first, for the boarding courage is about 17%, and the green is 30%. And after I designing is almost at the first it's 90% and 70%, and then after I design is 70%, and the green is 30%. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it means the additional green space become
Additional
20%,
yeah, almost 20%.
almost 20% for
Yeah,
this.
because this area is full of the green area, so it's a big percent the additional of the green space.
Okay, and also the correlation with the thermal comfort, because I see that you also provide ponds in your land. Have you count how much the significance? I mean, the possibility changing the temperature after have more green space, and then for balancing the thermal comfort in this area?
I think it's more balancing because the impact on the damage thermal comfort from Gunung Tidar or Mount Tidar is big for this area. When tell about the temperature, I think it's not so different. But when we tell about the microclimate in there, actually uh, 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 apa namanya perbedaan suhunya akan lebih terasa di siang hari, karena memang ketika di pagi hari kabut itu pasti akan turun di area lembah dari Gunung Tidar, dan perbedaannya itu akan terasa di siang hari di waktu pukul 11 sampai jam 2 karena matahari masih berada di tepat di atas set persis. Itu untuk perbedaannya.
Have you ever checked the temperature in this area?
At the first, I looking for the data. I check the temperature is in the morning is 14, and in the
14 degrees Celsius.
24. I'm sorry, 24.
Huh?
24.
Oh, 24
Yeah,
degree.
24. In the afternoon is almost 27. 27, yeah. And in the evening it's like 25. 25, yeah.
25.
Yeah.
So actually it was it's not that very cold
Yeah.
for the mountain area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because the mountain area in the central of the urban city, so it's not too cold. But in the dry di musim kemarau dia akan lumayan dingin.
Oh, so you check the temperature is not in a dry season, but you check in wet season. Which one?
Yeah.
In dry season or in wet season?
In wet.
Oh, in wet season. So in wet season, the temperature is warmer than in the dry season.
Yeah.
Okay. And then again, I want to ask the question, the last one, about the maintenance plan for the treatment, especially for the green roof and also for the green space in the vertical housing. How you manage, I mean, how you design the treatment will work in this design? Is there any automatically or should be manually?
It's masih secara manual karena memang teknologi untuk pembuatan atau maintenance secara teknologi juga masih belum bisa diterapkan sebetulnya secara real, tapi pemanfaatan dari sosial masyarakat itu kan penting. Jadi seharusnya ketika itu menjadi tanggung jawab bersama untuk khususnya untuk vertical living itu secara maintenance harus dikerjakan oleh warga sekitar yang menghuni area tersebut, karena di konsep kemarin juga dijelaskan bahwa maintenance itu bukan hanya tanggung jawab dari pemerintah atau investor, tapi juga dari warga sekitar.
Okay, so for the maintenance, you prefer to invite the local community will taking care for all the design. Okay. Yeah. For me, I think that's all. The question that I want to ask you. So, we still have time for another discussion. If are Jocelyn or Bu Arta have another question?
Isan, the gazebo, I think Annie was telling you that instead of you can use the gazebo, the upper part as an area where there can be cultural presentation.
Yep.
However, the problem with that is it would not be green roof anymore, right? But again, it really what it does is it really blocks the activities if there are activities in front at the lower level. So it's important, especially for us architects, that we should provide computations. Like for example, I heard Risa was also asking you if and Annie was also saying that it might be blocking the mountain. So what would have been better? We would have appreciated better if there are points and you can direct us on what are the visual access. Visual access is always important to us, especially we should take note that some of the people who might go there might not be able to go to the mountains, so that it can still be accessible to them, maybe not physically, but it can be visually accessible. So as an architect, we try to address issues on different demographic, meaning for the kids, this is what we can provide them. For the able, this is what we can provide them. From the physically challenged, this is what we could provide them also. It's important that our design should be inclusive. And if we have inclusive design, normally it would transcend over time, meaning it's not just, it can be used for the next 5 years or 10 years. It can be used on a longer period, thus making our project more green, because it means that we will not be destroying the building, because it can evolve by itself. It's able to address all the future problems also. Okay. Last question. Can we see your plan? I was quite confused why you have a floor plan that is parallelogram. Instead of like a 90 degrees, you have slanted, and I did not really catch the reason why it's like slanted, because if you look at the construction wise, it's more difficult, right? When you have like a parallelogram plans. Yes. Would it be possible
to share again? You can share again
share your floor plan, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Floor plan.
Yes.
Okay. Floor plan. This.
Floor plans.
No, the housing.
Oh, the housing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of like, why is it slanted? Why is it not 90 degrees?
Oh, because it's following the side of the site, the line of the site. So actually the actual shape is rectangle, but when we following the lines of the site, it will like sedikit miring,
Uh,
terlihat seperti ganjar genjang.
Okay. Another issue I think is that
yeah,
yes, Lisa.
it's sloping because of he rotate the picture, but actually it's not.
Okay. It's still 90
Actually
degrees.
it's not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's still 90 degrees.
Okay. Another question I would like to ask is that you did not provide. These are houses, right? These are the residents of the people
Yes,
living there.
yes.
You did not provide any service door for the kitchen.
Service
Yeah, no.
Pintu belakang.
And it would be dripping. So if I go to the living room, no, my living room at this portion, then I can pass through here and.
Pardon, we lost your voice
Okay.
for some second. Yeah, when
So
you said the
yes.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Because this.
So I lost my connection. We can have like a service door in your kitchen area.
Yeah.
No, for your floor plan for the residents.
Pintu belakang yang
for the
di
floor
dapurnya
plans.
itu
No,
bisa
floor
nggak?
plans.
Floor plan.
Yang tadi San.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, yes. Because if you have a service door here, so instead of me carrying all the things I got from the market with all, maybe the chicken would be dripping or the fish will be dripping, then I would be there would be a whole mess in this living area. So instead, I can have a service door and put all the things that I use in the market. Another issue is that the toilet is quite far. So if I am on this area and we have a guest, so I would be crossing the whole area to go to the toilet. So it's important that I really change my clothes. Otherwise, well, people would see me like dripping hair and all those things. And were you not able to consider that because of the pandemic, there is a requirement for us now for some, if not all the bedrooms, to have at least one bedroom that would have their own toilet. So if they need to quarantine, if they are not, like, for example, they are asymptomatic, they have COVID or they're sick, so they are not able to contaminate or to transfer the disease to other members of the family, yet they can still live in one house, then one bedroom should have at least their own toilet and bath.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
Lisa?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, Isan, do you have any argument about that question?
Iya, untuk permasalahan toilet itu sebetulnya kalau di Jawa kan memang toilet itu berada di belakang dan harusnya memang terpisah. Itu yang selalu diterapkan dari berbagai macam kearifan lokal yang ada di Jawa gitu kan. Dan memang ketika orang Indonesia terlebih di area perkampungan itu sangat jarang sekali ketika menempatkan area toilet itu berada di dalam kamar. Entah karena memang dari rasa kurang nyaman dari mereka atau gimana, saya juga kurang tahu karena memang di rumah saya pun kamar mandi terpisah semua dari kamar. Jadi memang itu sih masih mengikuti dari lokal wisdom yang ada di Magelang, khususnya di Kampung Tejosari. Jadi karena memang terlihat dari video tadi, bahkan di beberapa tempat juga masih terdapat kamar mandi umum di luar. Jadi memang saking padatnya di sana, lumayan padat. Jadi beberapa kamar mandi umum juga masih tersedia. Itu bukan berada di area wisata Gunung Tidar, tapi malah berada di area perkampungannya. Seperti itu sih.
Okay, so Isan thought that why he put the toilet quite far from other rooms, because he want to follow the local culture. So in this region, usually people will put a toilet spirited from the house, and yeah, and even will be in a different so it's outside the house, not a part, not inside the house. And the other consideration is mostly people cannot accept it toilet inside the bathroom for only for in this area, based on his research. And then in mostly they also provide a public toilet outside the house, that public or other people can access uh, toilet outside the house. That's his reason for this. Yeah,
How about addressing it like if there's a pandemic?
yeah. I think. How about the pandemic? Are you consider also about that?
For the pandemic, after the design, uh, uh,
Or
setiap
you
rumah,
miss that part?
ya di setiap rumah itu kan sekarang itu kan menggunakan wastafel sendiri di depan rumah kan. Jadi memang di desainnya itu sendiri, akhirnya nantinya itu area-area yang berhubungan dengan pandemik itu di setiap rumah itu pasti menyediakan wastafel pribadi yang berada di depan rumah. Gitu sih untuk reasonnya.
So he said that only for in the pandemic situation, mostly the house now they provide zinc in front of the house to wash hand. But I think they not change the toilet or the bathroom. They not give any additional to their house to provide more bedroom for that. And yeah, mostly relate to the pandemic situation in Indonesia. If there is a positive case or people have to infected by the virus, mostly they will not stay at home. But the government provide a specific building to collecting them in the same building. So they will move out from the house. That I think that also influence with the
design.
situation. Yeah, the design in this case. Yeah, but the uh, advice from Art Jocelyn, I think is also good. Maybe for a you later when you design, I think it's a good consideration to consider where you have to put the toilet, and also service door for the kitchen, because it's very important also for the circulation.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So, Bu Arta, do you have additional question?
Okay, maybe only one additional question, yeah.
It's getting interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Getting interesting
Okay.
discussion.
I think it is my last question, Isan. Yeah.
Okay.
Since the housing is very very close to the slanted area, to the cliff, then how is the treatment? How is the treatment you designed? For example, to avoid avalanche, or to avoid erosion, sorry, and to avoid water outpouring or flood. Then you can apa ya, memastikan the sustainability.
Oke.
Ya.
Seperti yang tadi dijelaskan untuk penggunaan dari konservasi tanah dan air yang berada di area ini, yang berada di area kampung vertikal, nantinya diharapkan dengan keterdekatan dari Gunung Tidar dan area kampung vertikal ini menjadi sebuah pembatas antara konservasi yang memang hutan kota itu tidak bisa dijadikan sebagai area permukiman nantinya, karena memang ketakutan untuk pembukaan lahan baru itu kan pasti selalu ada, dan diharapkan nantinya kampung vertikal ini menjadi simbol. Dan untuk konservasinya sendiri nantinya untuk air sendiri, karena memang tidak ada itu sumur bor yang berada di kawasan Gunung Tidar, area Gunung Tidar atau Kampung Tejosari, maka tetap menggunakan bak tampungan air hujan, dan mungkin ketika musim kering pemaksimalan dari air PDAM itu memang harus dilakukan, karena memang sampai saat ini pun di area Kampung Tejosari full menggunakan atau bisa dikatakan semua menggunakan PDAM, gitu sih Bu untuk konservasinya.
Oke, ini kan berarti pasif ya, pasif konservasi. Ya. Maksudnya yang saya tanyakan tadi lebih ke aktif konservasinya. Jadi perumahannya ini, housingnya itu kan dekat banget ya sama tebingnya tadi.
Ya.
Sama selentit areanya tadi itu very close gitu. Kalau dilihat dari 3D-nya kan tadi juga rapat banget gitu. Nah itu kan rawan terhadap misalnya dia di musim penghujan gitu ya. Itu kan water outpouring-nya itu bakalan banyak gitu, ya kan? Nah, jadi curahan alirannya itu bakalan banyak. Seperti halnya seperti biasanya di pegunungan kan seperti itu. Nah, itu kan sirkulasi airnya seperti yang tadi sudah disampaikan, oke, gitu. Kemudian yang perlu disampaikan lagi adalah tentang terjadinya itu tadi longsoran gitu ya, terjadinya longsoran itu apakah ada treatment tertentu atau tidak gitu, karena dekat banget tuh dengan yang housing tadi.
Jadi di area ini sebetulnya masih ada tanggul yang dia itu sebagai penahan longsor nantinya, walaupun tidak sampai ke bawah, karena takutnya ketika nanti sampai ke bawah dia akan merusak air tanahnya lagi. Jadi dia memang hanya di sebatas sebatas pembatas pas di garis ini sebagai area tanggul dari tanah longsor yang mungkin terjadi dari Gunung Tidar. Itu sih Bu. Karena akhirnya juga di sini dijadikan taman. Sebetulnya ketinggian dari bangunan ini sama dengan jalan ini juga lebih tinggi bangunannya dari titik 00 bangunannya. Itu sih Bu.
Oke. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So from Ihsan's last explanation is in this design he only used passive conservation, and he thought that his housing design, his vertical housing, as a border to keep urban forests because they try to protect the urban forest due to reach the conservation concept. And also in this design, it not use water from Artesis well, because they have myth if we build the well arthesis, it will give something, if it will give a big problem in the future for this land. So for the water resources, mostly use the resources from that provide from the government. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you not use the well for the resources,
No.
not natural resources.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, yeah, I think that's all for your presentation today. And okay, yeah, I want to give you applause for your presentation. At least you do a good job. And after this, we will directly continue to discuss about the score.
Yeah.
Maybe Vino can help us to put us in the breakout room.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Join room 1.
Yeah, thank you, Vino.
Okay, you can
Ethan?
continue.
Yes, the presentation, the architectural presentation was well done. It was well drawn. The design is very much acceptable. However, when we were discussing with the group on some of the things that are missing in your work, we found that there are significant things that you have to consider. And I think you know what are the areas that you felt are missing, right? So there are several things that you have missed, and we find that you have to address all these things. It's important. It's important that you have learned your lesson. Okay, I hope you learned your lesson. Did you learn the things that you need to look into when designing? Because you would be needing all this knowledge when you design again.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you repeat your plan, when you repeat your thesis, you would know what are the things that you should include. Okay. Unfortunately, Isan, I'm very sorry to tell you. It's very difficult for me to say this, but since I was asked by our good friend Lisa to deliver the result of your deliberation, I'm sorry, Isan, but sorry, but you have to find a work because you'll be graduating very soon. Congratulations.
Okay. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How
Thank you,
are you
Liz.
still?
Thank you, madam.
Did you thought that you'll fail? Huh?
Are you still nervous, Isan?
Yes, the room is so hot. I don't know why.
Okay, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
for
yeah.
having me. Thank you, Arta. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Madam
you're
Jocelyn.
welcome.
Thank you, madam.
I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, me too. I
Okay,
hope
can
to
we have
see you soon.
can we have a picture taking?
Oh yeah, sure.
Would
We
it be
can
okay
have it.
for the rest? Yes.
So maybe some of you who can open your video, please.
Isan, did you think you failed?
Huh? What?
Ihsan, apakah kamu mengira kamu gagal?
I don't know, but the room is so hot. I don't think I can think anything. So
Okay, you go home. You go to your mom and tell them that you are finding work already because they're not paying for your food anymore. Because
Okay. Yeah, please open the video. We can take a picture. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you so
Soon,
much.
I'll visit you soon. Thank you.
thank you.
Can I
Thank
leave, Lisa?
you. Yeah, it's enough for today. And
Okay.
thank you so much for our Jocelyn to give examine for Isan presentation today. And I hope to see you soon
Yes.
and to continue another collaboration.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, thank you for everyone also today who helped us
Terima kasih.
this event.
Terima
Yeah.
kasih kembali, sama-sama.
You can say salamat.
Salamat. Salamat po. In Philippines,
yeah.
thank you is maraming salamat.
Maraming
Thank you.
salamat.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we already in the end of this session, and I will return to the house. So we will end of the meeting today. And for everyone, I hope you all still safe and have a good day for everyone.
Yo. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, I leave the meeting. Okay, Vino.